Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Gym Floor. This episode is about moving from a trainer to a business owner. What the mentality shifts are, what the practical takeaways are, what you need to do to actually become a business owner. If you're sitting in your business and you're thinking, I don't think I can keep this up for another 12 months, 3 years, 5 years, really need to listen to this podcast. Jason and I have been in the position, both of us, 40, 50 sessions a week, just stuck in the business, turning the wheels over and over and over again, successful on paper, unfulfilled, and unsure of where we were going to land long term, and had to make some big changes to get to the position that we're in now, with much more freedom, much more income, much more opportunity in our career long term. And it's how we've stayed in the industry to the old ass age that we are. Don't forget, as you go through, make sure you hit follow or subscribe on depending on what channel you're on. Give us some feedback. We'd love to hear from you. And always go to the website, check out our Breakout PT and our Standout PT programs, see which one is the best for you if you do want to work with us. If you need some help moving away from just training people to actually running a business, it's going to be a long-term successful career, reach out. We'd love to have a chat and see if one of our programs will help. For now, enjoy the episode. So do you know we miss the fact that we've done 300 eps?
Well, yeah, I do know because we didn't celebrate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do know.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Yeah. Hey, we're just so locked in, man. We don't, this is just another notch on the belt,
So this is 306.
Yeah.
So cheers.
Yeah, good job, man. Cool. Well done. Thanks, guys, for listening, though.
Yeah,
really appreciate
we probably
that.
should actually.
It's got nothing to do with us. It's thanks for
thanks
for listening, all your support. Yeah, we actually appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's I don't know. I just podding's part of the job.
Agreed.
Not that it, yeah. I know for other people it's probably...
What's the percentage though? It's 98% of people don't record more than 3 or something.
Oh, is it? I thought it was 20.
Yeah, nah, it's fuck all, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because I can see how people, if it was 15, because people are like, well, what do you talk about?
Yeah, after that.
Yeah.
Done.
I feel like if you're not interesting enough, you wouldn't be able to talk more than
Yeah. So we're interesting. Yes.
Yeah. Well, we got fucking 15,
Hey, chat.
15 years of being in the game, bro.
Yeah, it's true. Hey, chat, what percentage of podcasts make it beyond 300 episodes? Drum roll. Drum roll. Sorry, I had to transcribe first.
0.4.
Great question. Very few do. So 90% don't make it past 20.
Oh, there you go.
10% make it to 100. Less than 1%
See?
of podcasts make it to 300. Ooft.
All right.
Let's go.
Surely there will be a point where it's just critical mass.
It will explode.
Do 400.
One episode.
And then it's next thing you know,
Yeah.
international stardom, world tour.
Yeah. I think I started listening to Rogan at 700.
That's what I mean.
Maybe
Some of them are yeah, but didn't we work it out? It's if you do the math on all of them, we would have to do 3 podcasts a week.
Yeah.
To hit the same.
To catch.
Yeah. But it's but that's if your job was podcasting.
You would.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got
Don't have that as a luxury of.
Got a message about putting some ads in the pod.
Oh, yeah? What kind?
But it didn't tell me how much we made. So I don't know.
What type of ads, though?
So, I don't know if you've listened to any... I think Rogan reads his.
Yeah.
So they're ad read from someone else.
Okay.
So it'll be a sports bet ad that pops up.
Oh, really?
At the start or the end of the house. So everyone just skips them anyway.
I think it depends on the ad.
Yeah. So
would you be wanting to know, integrity wise? I wouldn't want gambling.
Well, so that's the thing. So you can have there's 3 tiers.
Right.
So you can have completely open.
Oh, that's from Spotify, yeah?
Libsyn, which is our host.
Yeah.
I posted it this morning in the group.
Okay.
So you can have open, which is gambling, alcohol, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Then
they're the ones that probably pay the most, that's why.
Yeah, mid-level is none of that shit. And then there's no finance, religion,
yeah.
You can
you're just
refine
narrowing it down,
more,
but then you're going to get less. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I remember telling you guys ages ago, I was listening to an RBP podcast on Spotify.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden sports bet ad came on and I was
Yeah.
like, this is ridiculous. And then you guys were like, no, they're in the ad. So it must have been that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about this. I don't know about the gambling and...
I don't think we would make enough
Yeah.
for it to be worth it. I think the listener experience would be reduced and our income
Yeah,
wouldn't match.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
no ads for now, guys. No ads. Welcome.
Next thing you know, ads. Oh, I guess I get this right.
We interrupt this podcast.
Sports bet. I don't even know the rest of the ad.
Yeah.
So I invested in a new pillow, so I have to let you know about it.
Oh, shit. What happened to, what was her name?
Emma.
Yeah, what happened?
All got to fucking 100 kilos. That's what happened.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I got to 100 kilos, and a 45 kilo dog sleeps on it every night. so the old memory foam doesn't.
It's got less memory.
Yeah,
It's
it's like two years.
It's a bit punch drunk.
So it's like 2 years old. Like,
yeah.
surely you get a new. Anyway, so I bought this new pillow.
That's fucked. That's 2 years old, and I remember that your pillow has a name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we spend way too much time together.
That's how we've done 400 episodes.
So the pillow came. I haven't used it yet, obviously, because I just got notification that it was up. But this is the just a little example of like why it's important to just push back a little bit.
Yeah.
So I got an email when I bought it. So I was like, I buy it, shipping, etc. Probably should have it by Wednesday. Bought it on Thursday. Should have it following Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Got an email on Tuesday. Obviously sold too many. Everyone's loving the pillow. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
And it's estimated that our next shipment will come in, blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't going to get it for like till the end of the month.
Yeah.
And I was just like, there's heaps of these pillows. Let's buy somewhere else.
Yeah.
So I was like, look, man, I kind of need the pillow now. So just happy for you to just cancel my order and process a refund.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no hard feelings. I said, I just literally need a new pillow
Yeah.
now. I can't wait.
Yeah.
And then got a reply back. No worries, Jason. We actually have a reserve supply of pillows for emergency circumstances like this. So I've just posted your pillow.
Yeah.
And we hope you enjoy it.
Yeah. Ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah, not permission. I
Yeah.
like that.
So I was like, sweet. So after this,
Yeah.
we'll go home and unbox my pillow.
Yeah.
Hopefully it works though.
I bought a psychology book. It's like really expensive. I bet you've seen the ads. And I got it, and I only got you can only read it on your phone. I think I got the PDF, so I might be able to put it on my Kindle. But I didn't get the audio. I was like, fuck. So I emailed them like, guys, I thought I paid for the audio. And they're like, here it is, free of charge. I'm like, I know all the prices were the same. Like, I know they were.
It's cost you no money.
You made it all complicated. Like, just send me the fucking audio and shut up. But thank you.
It's funny how you know how it all works.
Yeah.
But to the trailer, it was really nice. I mean, I was really nice to the dude, and it was obviously really nice of him to do that. I was very polite.
Yeah,
Said thank you, you know, and he was like giving me tips on the pillow and shit. So I was like,
oh, nice.
Yeah, when you tell it's like just a small one kind of show.
Yeah, that's
so it had a really nice vibe to it. So if the pillow's good, I'm going to give him a good review.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to give him a good review anyway. It's not his fault. The pillow doesn't fit me. But it's got a money back guarantee and shit. So See, I'll let you know. You should see this pillow though. It's hectic, man. It's like got a slot for my arm, and it's got like a little concave area like for my head. Yeah, well, like I need to sort out my snoring situation because I'm snoring from like the throat. Yeah, well, she asked me, she's like, babe, you reckon you can get some like some earplugs? And I was like, oh fuck, all right, the bro's got to fucking lose some weight. And I was like, 2 more weeks, babe. I got to finish this car. I got to finish this build. Like, I don't want to be cutting it too short. But so I'm getting a bit. It's getting a bit rough now. So I'm hoping this one because like I need
too big for sleep.
Well, I need to sit with my neck open.
Yeah.
And apparently, like, this pillow's supposed to do that, and it's supposed to promote sleeping on your side. So, but I'm a real, like, arms are back behind my head, sleep like this, and wake up with, like, floppy hands, and just, like, you just wake up and you just flop them around until they come back to life.
Yeah, so I'm a side sleeper, but I'll sleep on my biceps, so my arm goes to sleep. I was trying to turn my alarm off this morning. I literally couldn't turn my alarm off on my watch.
Fuck, there's been some moments where I wake up and I'm like, fuck. I feel my arms there. I'm like, and they're just like, and then you just sit there thinking about it. You're just like, wiggle your finger. Wiggle your finger. You can do it. You can do it.
And you know that the pain's coming.
Fuck.
Because when it's numb, it's like the pins and needles are coming.
Oh, 100%.
And they're going to hurt.
Yeah, and you just
You
like,
have to wait for it.
It's just wild how,
Yeah.
imagine these just fucking, what was that show where they had the hot dogs as fingers? Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, I can't remember what it was. It's fucked up. Anyway.
Fuck. So we're going to talk about being business owners today. The structure of this is actually really cool. So we're going to, I guess, unpack what it means to be a trainer versus running a fitness business.
Yeah.
And this concept's been done to death, and like, what's the difference between a coach and a trainer, and like all of that. But like, what I hope people walk away from today with is just to see the gap between what you're doing right now is probably going to be what you do forever versus being able to learn, grow, scale if you want to, don't if you want to, and actually have options in your lifestyle, in your income, in the way your business runs, how everything actually looks on a weekly basis. So without any prompting, what do you, like if you just like, I was like, what's the difference between a trainer and a fitness business owner? What stands out?
So a trainer only cares about the client service and the retention of the client, where a business owner cares about lead acquisition, marketing, sales, as well as service and onboard and retention.
Yeah.
So it's like only one. It's like a trainer only thinks about one element of business.
Yeah.
It's like their clients, or even a little bit of sales, obviously, but they don't think about like just.
They don't think about sales when they need clients.
Correct. Yeah. So that's what I was going to say. Like they don't think about every facet of the business that has to run at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, like there's always marketing going, there's always lead acquisition going, there's always sales going, there's always service, always retention. Like they're just like, oh, I've got to turn this on now that I need. Yeah. Like I lost 5 clients and now I have to market. It's like, cool, man. You're going to get them in like 6 weeks, bro. Like,
yeah. I think, so what I've got here is, are you building a career or just clocking sessions?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that is...
Direction's definitely one. It's like, what are you doing? Where are you going?
Is your sole purpose to do the most amount of sessions possible? That's all you think about? Or are you thinking about a career? We were having a conversation over lunch today. The position I'm in now is like, what opportunities does what we're doing now open in the future? It's something I'm really conscious of being 36. It's like, what skills does this project give me?
Yeah.
So the project itself needs to be fulfilling, whether that's financial, value-based. Like it needs to give back enough for it to be not self-serving, but like it needs to give enough for me to want to do the thing. But it also now, because we're in a position where we have so many opportunities, we can chase so many different things.
Yeah.
It also needs to contribute to something else long term. What other skills can it build? What other opportunities can it provide? What other career doors can it open? Like we never make a move based on one thing.
Yeah.
The gym isn't based on that. The academy isn't based on that. Like Standout isn't just what can we do with Standout. Like it's how do we mold this into the future STC umbrella and group and all that stuff. So if you're where we were 10 years ago, just doing sessions, we were starting to think about, I don't really want to do 5:30 a.m. every day and then finish at 8 p.m. and have a nap during the day. This is probably not sustainable for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So how do we make this a career? Yeah. How do we make this more systemized? How do we grow beyond what were the most successful PTs in the gym, but we weren't successful business owners?
Nah.
All right. So what is a trainer mindset? So if you think these things, probably a little bit of an indication that you have a trainer mindset, not a business mindset. So you focus on sessions, and not systems. So we've been in positions where we've done that. You show up.
Yeah, do your work.
You run the session.
Yeah.
You go fishing. You go to the beach. You train. You have a nap. You come back. You do it again. It's pretty fun.
It was good for a bit when you had no responsibilities.
Yeah.
Or you didn't look into the future at all.
What changed that for you?
Bought a house. Bought a house that I couldn't buy on my own, and that my wife was able to qualify. Well, my wife at the time was my partner.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could get the loan off her because she had a stable income.
Yeah.
And I wasn't able to prove it was like, multiple things. Like I wasn't running a business. I just had money was everywhere. I couldn't prove my income.
Yeah.
All of that. And then I was just like, fuck, like I got to grow up. I've got to get my shit together, I need to be able to prove my income. I need to be able to, have like, I got to pay the bank fucking, at the time it was like $500,000 or whatever that my first loan was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, fuck, has to be Like the banks can come for me no matter what. So I have to make sure I can have my rent, put food on the table, all that shit. So yeah, that was the catalyst for me. But I would argue get your shit together before that, so you can actually buy a house.
Yeah. And most people aren't buying houses at the age you do.
No, I was like 25 or whatever. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah.
Because that house is probably worth $1 million now.
Yeah, and then like fortunate because then the second house wouldn't have had a chance if I hadn't had my shit together.
Of course,
we wouldn't have had a chance to get it. So you had to prove all your stuff together. So super important.
So I guess like what you're leaning into there is like the back end of business, making sure that you're doing everything on direct debit, declaring everything.
Yes.
Having the right business structure, doing your taxes, doing all that kind of shit. Like I'm working with a guy at the moment who's just like adamant he doesn't want to qualify for GST. I'm like, you want to make 150K, dude. Like it's going to happen.
Dude.
Like, paying tax means you're making more money.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you want to pay the least amount possible, but setting up business in a way that traps you.
It's just not scalable.
To cover that is a really dangerous.
It's not scalable though. Like to set a business up like that. And it's like, if you it's risky, man.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, how are you taking the other income? And then it's like, who's in control of that?
Setting up the system correctly will offset the 10% loss. Because you'll be able to do more, you'll be able to expand and
absolutely
think about things differently.
Yeah, I think it's a real scarcity mindset too.
So
like just overall.
Yeah. So if you looking through the lens of like sessions, not systems. Back end, you were like, oh, okay, I need an actual business because like I'm an adult.
It was just a rude awakening, that I didn't have one.
What part of it affected how you showed up in the gym, though?
I was pretty good
how you ran your business.
Yeah, I was pretty good from the get-go, I must admit. But only because like I was smart. Like I worked in reception, and I was like, "What are you guys doing here?"
Yeah.
Like why do you succeed? Why do you not?
Yeah.
I had a pretty good mentor at the time. Who was just like, he was like, do direct debit, but I was like, the Maltese dude in me was like 50% direct debit.
Yeah.
Like, 50% of the cash goes in my pocket,
Yeah.
But in terms of the deliverables to the client, like they all got a program and, everything was kind of pretty good from the client side of things. But I just got busy and then just didn't think about lead acquisition. Like you just got hung up in working with your clients.
Yeah.
And then 5 would leave and then the world's going to end and you're like, 5 more leave. I'm going to have to get a new job.
Yeah.
And then you put a bit of work in, you get some more clients. And it's just like, it was just like, waves of stress and anxiety when it could have just been like, if you just called a few people every week.
Yeah.
And you just...
one sale a month and you're good.
Yeah. Like you just did the work all the time. You would never go through these like highs and lows of like anxiety and stress. It would just be constant. Yeah. And you would just be locked in and focused all the time. So I think that's,
at what point were you like, I can't do sessions forever?
We did a bit of a map out of like what the future looked like. And we were obviously like, when we had the trainers and when we were looking at, like what the future looked like. But
even to do that though, for us to be like, we're going to do trainers, we're going to do...
Yeah. I think like you showed me that though, like I was just too locked in at the time. Because I really enjoyed my job. So there was a long time there. There's like one regret I have. It was just like getting too just focused on the job, not thinking about the future.
Yeah.
So because I reckon I could have got there a bit faster. Like could have got here faster. So yeah, like I remember you were just like, this is what we can do, and I was like, sweet. Like, I hadn't thought about. Tomorrow. So this sounds,
which I think is where most people are.
Like this sounds great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
it's like if you're in your 20s, making $2,000.
You think you got all the time in the world.
Yeah, you're making $2,000 a week. Yeah, and you just don't care. It's like making $2,000 a week.
Yeah,
it's all pretty good.
But you think like, oh, I'm 23, 24, 25. Like I can do this for forever.
Yeah.
Like you don't think time's going to catch up with you. You don't think that there's going to be like milestones in life that you're going to like either want or need. And there's going to be requirements of those things. So what I mean by that is like, if you want a house, like the requirements of that are you're proving you can pay, unless you got the fucking silver spoon, man, and someone gave you a heap of cash, like you're going to have to borrow that off the bank. You want to get married, like you want to buy a car, like there's all these things that you don't think about when you're in your 20s because you're just like living, young and you're a bit naive or ignorant, sorry, and you just don't know what's ahead of you. And then eventually you're like, hang on a minute, like, how the fuck am I going to life?
Yeah.
Like, what does life look like in 10 years' time?
Yeah.
So there was a bit of a moment like that. And then, we just like mapped it out. And I was like, fuck, man, I can't do 50 sessions a week. And do this. And there was like obviously hard realizations of taking a few days off, a couple of steps back, hits with income, all of that. But it's like I'm here now. And it's like making more, doing the time and the flexibility, obviously way more stress and responsibility. But it's like if you just look at the immediate kind of what I'm taking out for what I'm giving, a lot of people are like, this isn't worth it. Yeah. And it's like, well, you got to play the long game and know what you're working towards. Yeah. So, knowing what that looks like is super important.
Yeah, I've got a guy I'm working with at the moment is very similar. I can't remember. I can't say how many times I've been like, Jason was in the exact same spot you were. Yeah. Like how many times I've said that in calls. Like, needs to transition out of face-to-face to allow more time to do the marketing, to then get more online, structure things. He's super successful, making 2.5K, which is great, in the country town, which is exceptional. Yeah. So then it's like, cool, but you're stuck.
Yeah, because there's only so many hours in a day. You only have so much
50
energy.
hours a week. You got a little one. You're married. Like, this is, you're going to stay here forever.
Yeah.
And there's also, I think, and this is what's interesting, on the other side of that, there seems to be, and I feel like you had the same thing on the way through, and I've experienced too. If I'm not working the hours, it doesn't make sense to make more money. How? Like, what do you mean? I can't just go online and make the same. What are you talking about? That makes no sense.
Yeah, there's a big transition from that because you're obviously trading time for money when you're in the gym. So you just think, like, if you're not trading that effort, like, what makes you think you should get that back?
Yeah. And it's like creeps in that, like, oh, I'm lazy or I'm... Like,
there's a bit of anxiety at the start.
Yeah. I should be working 50, 60 hours a week. Otherwise, I'm...
Yeah, even just identity, man. It's like you just pull yourself into being at the gym all the time, walking the gym floor, uniform, saying hi to everyone, all that. It's just like that's who you are. And then you're like, any idea of that transitioning, like, makes you feel like you have like a little bit of an identity crisis as well. And you're like, fuck, I don't know if I can do this. Like, it's a totally different world. So there's always that as well. Like, we know comfort. We like comfort regardless of whether it's like discomfort, like uncomfortable at the time, or necessary for us to move on. It's like we're still happy to just suffer and stay where we are because we're used to it. Yeah. So there's a lot to say about that as well. Yeah.
Learning to change your success metrics matters within that.
Yeah.
So everyone has a different version of success. For me, is like what we had the chat in Thailand. It's like, for me to say I'm successful is like, I want to pick my kid up from school.
Yeah.
So I got 4 years that I finish at 3 o'clock. And still
have
still the income that services the life. Like, that's what success is for me. And that means I make $100,000 less a year. That's okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't work from 3 to 5.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But success for me is sustaining the lifestyle and opportunity for us and opportunity for him. And I get to do that thing. So that for me is like, okay, this is what success looks like, and I'm building towards that. If your metric for success is how many sessions you did, how many hours you worked, I know you used to do it, I used to do it. Yours was in the morning, mine was at night. If I left and I was the last PT car,
you're just like,
car park, I was like,
got these motherfuckers.
That's right. Like, I'll fucking outwork any of you. And then you realize, like, you're a dickhead. Like,
absolutely. Especially when there was like fucking so many more people making more doing half the time. You're like, these dudes probably laughing at us, man.
Yeah. So readjusting what your metrics for success look like.
Yeah, that's really a tough one, man. Like, even I've got to do that at the moment because I'm just like, well, I don't know. Like, success for me is what already here.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, well,
what's next?
Yeah. So you got to reevaluate all the time because, I don't have that. Like, I need to pick so and so up at 3 p.m. or provide for whoever. I'm like, I wrote out my retirement plan like 2 weeks ago, and it said, if you do exactly what you're doing right now, you can retire at 57.
You win.
I was like,
tick.
Yeah. It was like, it said something about opening up a separate bank account so I don't have to access my super because I won't be able to until I'm like, 60 or like half of what you apparently can only like access a half of it or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, so what do I do now?
Yeah.
Like I'm already like, a good lifestyle or whatever. So then I was like, okay, I need to reevaluate what success looks like, or I just need to not be so anxious about the fact that I sometimes feel like I should be ahead, because I know I feel like that sometimes. I'm like, hang on a minute, like, like, you're crushing it.
Yeah. So an example I had of this during the week's like, this was wild, this country town, $20 is the going rate for online coaching.
What?
Yeah. Crazy, dude. So I'm like, I haven't seen the service, don't know.
Yeah.
Whether it's like you just get a program and a message a week or
Yeah,
what. But everyone's doing it kind of locally at that price. This trainer's got 15 of them, I think, at 25. I'm like, okay, well, at least put them to 35.
Yeah.
To stay, but they get the new service, they get the new app, they get the new check-in protocol, they get all of that, and like we only put their price up a little bit every 6 months. I'm like, how many do you need to lose to make the same income?
Yeah.
And I was like, for every 2 that says yes, you can have 1 say no. So worst case scenario, you halve your client book,
and you make the same,
make more or the same, in half the time. And he was like, oh,
yeah,
I'm like, so is success having 15 clients, or is success earning the monetary value
same money
of that?
Doing less? Correct.
Yeah, and I'm like, remember, like, you've come to me because you have a family. And it was like, like that time.
Yeah,
and then even if you don't, it's like he does massage as well. I'm like, that hour that you saved's worth $90.
Yeah.
For a massage.
Yeah.
So you could replace that time and make more.
Absolutely.
Like, so it's again, what matters, how many clients and sessions, or
what does that look like?
How much you're making and in what time frame.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so business owner. It says product, I'm going to say service. Views coaching as a service and a product, not as a time slot.
Yeah.
And I think, how do you communicate that to a session trainer? It's really challenging.
Yeah.
To be like, so we've termed our contracts as a membership for 10 years.
Yeah.
Which has allowed all the people that have come through the mentorship as STC coaches, the 50 trainers that have been through the program in that time, and hopefully most of the people that come through stand out if they listen.
Yeah.
To be able to have that mindset of like, this isn't about the dollar per minute that I'm face to face with you. That this is an overarching service, that my goal is to provide an outcome. These are all the things that you get for me to provide that outcome, and one of those things is a session.
Yeah.
How do you get someone there?
You gotta let them know that's how to do it first, and
yeah,
because like I feel like you just get caught up in the rat race when you first go into a gym. It's just like everything's just I need sessions.
Yeah.
So I think as soon as you get a bit of an understanding of the world of business, and an idea of like not trying your best to move as far away. You're still trading time for money. Let's be real, right?
Yeah.
But it's just like trying to move as far away from that being the only thing you trade.
It's leveraging the time, right? It's almost like multipliers.
Yeah.
So like you're trading time for money, but if you have an app, the time is reduced and the income is the same. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And it's like, it's getting them to see, well, first it's getting the coach to believe the extra value that they have besides their time. And then it's being able to portray it. That's probably a better way of me describing it. Because at the moment, you go into the gym and you are the only value add.
Yeah.
And as soon as you remove yourself, there's no value to your service. So that's why people don't pay you when you're not there.
Yeah.
So if you can sit down and have a think about what your service looks like and how it's moved on to your client and how they experience it, then you can work out that it's not just you and the minutes you spend with someone, which is the value they get. That's why we always kind of work out like that value ratio. It's like, if it's 1-to-1, like the person spends $1, gets $1. It's like, well, what happens when if they don't get you the dollar?
Yeah.
If they don't get the dollar that they spend, which is usually you, they're like, cool, I'm not fucking paying.
Yeah. Which the dollar should be spent on outcome progression.
Yeah.
And then what does that individual need to get that outcome progression? And that's resources, systems,
absolutely,
programming, external support, community, all of that stuff, not just time with
you. Yeah, well, if you listed out everything you did.
Yeah, the goal should actually be to make yourself redundant because everything else is so good.
Yeah, and if you're a face-to-face coach, like you should be creating a pathway to work with your clients online as well. Yeah. So the best way to do that is do it from the get-go.
Correct.
And it's like, don't put the session on a pedestal.
Yeah.
It's like, you need to work with me to get good for 16 weeks. Yeah. But then after that, you just need my expertise and support and structure. And I can provide that to you with the online coaching.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you've got this mad pathway. 4,000 members in a gym. Oh, man.
Yeah.
So easy.
And you can tell we talk about that exact strategy and stand out all the time, and so few people do it because they can't separate themselves from that value. And then when they communicate it to the client, like the amount of trainers that we speak to, and they're like, oh, my clients won't go online. It's like, okay, that means you have a system that's relying on you.
Yeah.
You've created that environment. It's not the skill set of the client isn't the problem. It's the expectation and where you've put value in your service that's created that dynamic.
Yeah, and if you're probably not good at acquiring clients too, you would have a roadblock on trying to move your current clients on. So it's like, what if you had a really good repeatable system and you had the skills to just bring people through? Yeah. It's like, you bring one in, create a spot, move them onto online coaching, create a new spot. Which some people are doing right now in breakout and standout very effectively, just not enough. Yeah, not enough people in general.
So a business owner, we spoke about this earlier, like actively builds marketing, lead gen, and sales systems. So that's not like show up on Instagram when you need a client.
Yeah,
every systems every week, planned, 4-week campaign, lead magnets, blah, blah, blah.
Blah. Deliberate marketing.
This one I think is really interesting, and I think this is what has given us the opportunities that we've been fortunate enough but earned in our career is investment.
Yep.
Investment in assets that we did before we knew they were assets. We didn't know what a business asset was, but we had heaps of them.
Yeah.
So when we say investment, it's like, there's a really good book called Come Up for Air that talks about like a business efficiency. It's more designed for like bigger teams and operations and all that kind of stuff. But the if you just take the whole book and put it into a sentence, it's how do I only do this thing this way once?
Yeah.
And if you can think like that for every element of your business, you will build assets. How do I only have a conversation about sleep once?
Yeah.
And then I have a resource after that. And how do I only have a conversation of the initial setup for the bench press once? And then I have a resource for that. And how do I have an efficient system to track data and to do a check-in and to respond and to make content? And every single thing that you do now should be through the lens of how do I repeat this in the most efficient possible way? Anything to add on that?
Have systems.
Yeah.
Have repeatable processes and implement them often.
This is an interesting one. So business owner will see themselves as a brand rather than like, it says rep counter, which is disrespectful.
Yeah.
You perceive yourself and your business as a brand.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What does that look like? So the first thing that comes to mind is I remember, and I'll never fucking forget it, fuck this guy. He messages me every now and then, but fuck this guy. I had another trainer at the gym like, why do you put we on everything? It's just you.
Yeah.
Because from the get-go, and the reason it was my business was never my name, was I was like, this is a scalable thing. So it was a brand from the beginning.
Yeah.
What do you see trainers doing that's kind of restricting them?
Not understanding what a brand is, not understanding what messaging is, not knowing what your mission as a business is and what you guys are working towards, what it was made for, and not having a culture and all of that. Like, if you don't have any of those things, then like, how do you act and behave and represent and provide an opportunity for someone to think about you and your business in a specific way? Because that's essentially what all of those things are for. It's to set the standards that we have for our business and for ourselves, which trickles down to your personal brand as well. So if you don't have those things, then you have no deliberate action day to day. Yeah. Like, everything kind of almost stems from that conversation first before everything else, right?
Yeah. Why are we doing this?
Yeah. why and where, and why are we here? What are we doing? And where are we going?
Yeah. What do we stand for?
Yeah.
I like it. So behaviors that separate business owner to trainer. So if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, fuck. I'm a trainer.
Have a weekly meeting.
Yeah. So the first one, where actually it's not the first one. So one of them is having weekly deliberate business reflections.
Yep.
We call it a weekly tracker.
Yeah.
Actually sitting down and having a look at what's going on in your business, knowing your numbers, having a plan. What are you doing this quarter? What are you doing next quarter? What happened last quarter? Actually looking at things, lens zoomed out. You're the manager of your business, of yourself, and you're also the staff member, and actually going in and have a looking at it. Trainers don't do that.
Nah. Don't know the numbers. Don't do a weekly meeting.
Yeah. Trainers avoid conflict. Business owners embrace hard conversations.
Yeah. Well, they run their business. They don't let their clients run their business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pricing. That's boundaries.
Yeah,
that's,
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't check in or message response times and
all that.
don't show up,
payments,
minimum
everything.
terms, all that.
Letting people pay you cash.
Yeah.
All that shit. No contracts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trainers over-deliver reactively. Business owners design systems that scale delivery.
Yeah.
So instead of...
Every person gets the same.
Correct.
Everyone has what's available to everyone.
Yeah.
They have access to what's available to everyone. You don't just like lift in a certain scenario for a certain person.
Yeah.
For whatever's presented itself, everyone gets an even keel.
Yeah. Decisions that you can take, that you can make right now that'll move you into a business owner framework, mentality. If you don't already have minimum term and commitments and contracts and all that kind of stuff, it's another fucking one.
Yeah.
Reviewing your pricing, I would probably suggest that you want to have the rest of the shit in lock. If you're just trading time for money, don't put up your price for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Build a system that you can deliver that's repeatable and
Yeah.
scalable, and then put your prices up. Build an offer instead of selling time.
Yeah, yeah.
So we've been talking about offers quite a bit on the pod. So this is my service.
Yeah.
This is what I do. Not pretending that you're bespoke and fancy and it's going to be personalized to you. Build a service.
Yeah, just selling 60 minutes of your time with someone.
Yeah, and then dressing that up to be personalization, which it's not. Showing up online even when it feels awkward.
Yeah, we're just showing up in general, to be honest.
Yeah, blocking out time for creation, not just client service.
Yeah.
And I would say blocking out time for admin development. So one of the first things we did was started to block out time to create resources. So build the assets.
Yeah. Time in your business, time on your business.
Yeah. All right. Someone is, listen to this, feels like they're a trainer, not a business owner. You've been there. What's like the first step to changing it?
The first step would come, the goals is the first step.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Where do you see yourself in like 5, 3, 2, 1 year's time? Like, working back from 5 years kind of makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because I think everything kind of changes, like your daily actions change from that. So yeah, like if you don't have goals, then like you just kind of, like, how do you know what to do the next minute? Like you get in this perpetual cycle of just existing, and that's where people just chase sessions.
Yeah.
So I would say start with goals, and everything then gets clarity and direction from there.
Yeah.
And then I would just say, like, have that mentality that like business is showing up irrespective of whether things are going great. Like people just, they'll put out a couple of posts, I didn't get the traction I want, so I just stopped. It's like, what's the the one characteristic you can draw across all successful businesses is they show up every week.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, maybe they don't do the same thing all the time, because it's like, don't do the same thing that's not fucking working. But it's like, you assess your data, you review everything, and you're making little tweaks, but you still show up all the time.
Yeah.
Like I think those two things would catapult people into a great direction over just like existing in the gym and just counting how many clients you have.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I would go from there to systemize everything you do. That
Absolutely.
idea of like, how do I never do this again?
100%.
And then creating time to accumulate those assets is huge.
Yep.
Mad. All right. Hopefully that was useful for you guys. We'd love to hear feedback as always. If you liked it, hit the like button, drop a comment, give some feedback, DM us any questions. But above all else, follow and subscribe because it makes the biggest difference to
Absolutely.
our metrics, and we think we're useful. So help.
Also need it for the vanity, You need to know that you guys like us.
Exactly. So we show up the next fortnight.
Yeah, of course.
Because we show up all the time, whether you download it or not. So hit the follow button for us. If you have listened to this and you're like, look, I'm really not running a business, we have 2 options to come work with us based on the income that you make. So Breakout PT is about fast, quick action to bring your income up to a level that you can start to think about this.
Yep.
So if you have no clients, you're too stressed, too anxious to make any of these calls, and you're just like, just tell me how to get business.
Yeah.
So $1,000 in 6 weeks is our guarantee. We coach you for free if you do all the stuff that we tell you to do in our Breakout PT program. If you're already doing well, you may be in like Jason and I's situation when we were like, you know what, I actually can't fucking do PT like this and just trade time for money and sessions forever. Standout PT is more suitable for you. So Standout PT is designed to take you to 10K months, working less than 30 hours a week, both face-to-face and online combined. So reach out to us about that. Just go to the website. You'll find both Breakout and Standout PT options. And we can jump on a call with you and help you choose which one's probably the most suitable and go through it that way. So all you're going to do is hit the follow button and then go to the website and check out everything. And we will see you next week.
See you later.